to see how all the teams are arranged. In first place, it's Gravity. CLG, Team Impulse, and Team Liquid are sitting in second, followed by TSM, who have secured their playoff spot. Team Dignitas drops to sixth, followed by Team 8 in seventh. Hot on their heels, though, is Cloud9 in 8th and Enemy in 9th. Then Team Dragon Knights is in 10th place. Now, there were huge plays across the board today, and this weekend, rather, but here are the 5 players who distinguished themselves this week. Starting in the top lane was Zion Spartan.
Now, Zion went back to carry top laners. They're on a 4-game win streak, and a lot of that is his snowball. He played Fizz yesterday, the team played around him, and they definitely benefited from it. And today, his Kennen flanks were on point.
Moving on to the jungle, we find Cloud9's High.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy that he's shown up here in his 3rd week as a jungler. This dude is a mid lane player who was retired. So the week he had was pretty remarkable in those sense. Nearly pulling it away for 2-0 for Cloud9. That was one of the best games I've seen. Played CLG versus Cloud9 in the LCS this split. So High, definitely OP this week.
Yeah, even in a loss, looking fantastic. Our OP mid laner is Incarnation. This weekend, he turned in his best performances on Ahri and Orianna and has become a threat for Cloud9, specifically his ability to outplay his opponents in 1v1s and 1v2s as we saw today. Then we move to the AD carry role, find Doublelift.
Yeah, Doublelift with his Tristana yesterday, and today, his Sivir. He spell shielded pretty much every ultimate that came out from Incarnation, making it so that he was still viable in those team fights and keeping his team moving.
Yep, scoreline there, fabulous too. And finally on support, Aphromoo.
Yeah, and I mean, right next to Doublelift's side in pretty much all these fights was Aphromoo. It was Rush Hour who ended the game against Cloud9 today. It secured Cloud9's 2 big victories. Janna protection for Doublelift, super critical. Aphromoo, he seems to show up here fairly quickly.
Yes, that he does. But the big man on campus this week was CLG's Doublelift. He had a solid weekend, including an impressive skirmish round Baron to snap CLG's 9-game losing streak against Team Liquid. This weekend, Doublelift helped CLG climb back into a share of second and shake off their mid-season slump.
Yeah, and Doublelift has been putting up pretty impressive scorelines this entire split. This week was no different. Also, he got pushed off of Trist, but still had success on the Sivir, which shows up pretty well.
Yeah, we had commented that during their slump, they had kind of reverted back to the AD carry-centric team comps. Here, Sivir, Tristana, just showing that they can, again, go back to these things that are rotational play, work as a team, and push through to victory.
Yeah, and they put Zion on the carry top, so they had multiple threats. But then when they were both banned, they still had a strategy in their pocket. So CLG definitely deserved the 2-0 this week.
All right, well, with just 2 games left in the season, the action picks up next week with the European and North American Challenger Series on Wednesday. Then tune in for your weekly dose of International League news and dank memes with an all-new primetime league at 4 p.m. Pacific. Then the final week of the LCS action continues in Berlin with the Copenhagen Wolves versus Roccat, and a bit later, Fnatic will look to extend their record-setting 16-game win streak when they face SK Gaming. Then we'll pick it back up here in California on Saturday, starting with Team 8 taking on Team Liquid. Then Team Dignitas will go up against Counterlogic Gaming and taking center stage, and our final game of the week will be Gravity trying to fend off the surging Team Impulse. Well, that does it for us here in North America. So for myself and the entire live broadcast crew, thank you for watching, and we'll see you next week.
Nice meme, dude. Nice meme.
Good job on